Jupiter transiting the 8th house cusp. Jupiter transits through the 8th house once in 12 years, exactly through the 8th house, or it sends its positive aspects once every 4 or 5 years to the cusp of the 8th house. And what happens during this period? Well, first of all, the 8th house represents in the material level, the 8th house represents the finances of your partner or finances of anyone, whether it's business partner, marriage partner, or finances coming from banks. And because Jupiter is the planet of opportunity, whenever it aspects the 8th house cusp in a positive way or passes there, you can expect that there might be some increase in the financial state of your partner. Or a business partner can contribute somehow. If you have a business partner, can contribute to financial increase of your mutual finances. And you can also expect maybe a present or some financial returns coming from people, from other people that you're involved with. Sometimes it can be others that owe you money, that give those money to you. This period can be beneficial for that. If you've been expecting for a while someone to return your money and it hasn't been happening, and you see that Jupiter will be aspecting your 8th house, well, now is the time to approach them again, because they're more likely than not to have those to have those resources, so to have to return back to you this loan that they've taken for you. Or if someone has borrowed an object from you, you can expect that they return it for you right now. Also, if you're looking for financial support from others, this is a much more better time for that happening. Actually, someone, even if you're not looking, someone can propose you financial help. Someone can somehow give you some of their resources. It's not always financial resources, but it can be skills or objects to use, or knowledge of others that can help you as well in your way, that can help you. Also, I've seen, for instance, husbands or wives of the person who have this transit, they have financial increase in their life, or they somehow contribute or to the financial well-being of the person. So during this time you can rely on help from others financially, emotionally. Reaching out to others is very beneficial time for you, because they will not reject you, whether it's emotionally, financially, or in any other way, when you need someone else's resources. Also, inheritances are ruled by the 8th house, so it can be a time when you can unexpectedly inherit something. Depending on the circumstances of your horoscope, it might be something small, like £100 inheritance, or it can be something really big. So you see, it's financially, it's auspicious time. There can be a windfall financially for you. You haven't expected something. Say, all of a sudden the government returns some taxes to you without unexpectedly. So you can expect some financial increase, and which helps you, or from other people, whether it's from the government, from banks, from your own partner, from other people, because 8th house rules other people's resources which are not your own. And it's good time financially in that respect, something that you haven't worked for. So great news, for gold diggers as well, because the partner will be quite generous towards you in this period. And better than normally. If he's not generally a generous person, they'll have more answer to your plea for help, whether it's emotional or financial. The 8th house, as we said, it rules taxes, it rules inheritances, it rules other people's finances. It also rules loans from banks or from any other institution. So if you're trying to apply for a loan, if you want someone to help you right now financially, you're much more likely to get that loan, to get that financial support from another side, from any other kind of person. And I remember that when I had this transit 9-10 years ago, I was in a financially difficult situation, and what happened is that my partner was supporting me financially during this period for 7-8 months, while the whole transit lasted, while Jupiter is in my 8th house. And what else? 8th house, on a more psychological level, 8th house actually rules your ability to transform, and how you handle changes in your life. Is the house of transformation and changes. And Jupiter is the great benefic, so when it's happening, passing through the 8th house, you'll be much more likely to relinquish past patterns and past habits or past compulsions or anything habits, anything which is holding you, anchoring you in the past, you'll be able to let go of those with much more ease, almost from a source of inspiration, rather than having to fight within yourself, having to suppress your old patterns and desires. It's the opposite. Jupiter helps you release those past patterns with more ease. So it's a great time to transform, to let go of past habits, negative habits, attachments, emotional as well. That's why it's often astrology says it's 8th house is the house of divorce, because if something hasn't been working, some marriage, and a planet activates your 8th house, you are able to let go of a dysfunctional marriage, for instance. But it's not only divorce, it's anything in your life which is holding you in the past. It's old ideas, it's old beliefs, it's old attachments, it's that are no longer productive for you, that you're just dragging along with you, and you haven't had the strength, maybe smoking, drinking, anything which you consider compulsiveness, which is weakening you, which was productive for you in the past, but it's no longer, this pattern in your life is no longer going to contribute anything positive to you, whether it's relationship or objects or habits, whatever it is. And Jupiter will help you release those, because Jupiter, as we said, is the planet that whatever it's affecting, it helps us deal with it with much more ease, with much more inspiration, with naturally. I remember it was very natural for me. I stopped smoking, then I was not even trying to stop smoking during this period when I had Jupiter transiting the 8th house. So just like I thought, oh, it's boring, I don't want it. And after that, I picked up a few years later, but it doesn't matter. And I had to stop smoking cigarettes when Saturn was passing through the 8th house of changes, and that was another story, because Saturn transiting helps you make changes, but with a lot of fighting and hard work, while Jupiter helps you do it, releasing it with ease, with letting go. It's like you as if you outgrow it, just like children. When they become teenagers, they don't feel like playing with toys anymore. It's a natural transformational process when they're just not drawn into the dollhouse anymore. The same way with Jupiter transits your 8th house, you naturally outgrow those old habits, and you don't have to fight within yourself whether to play with those old habits or not. Use this period for letting go of old habits. It will help you for letting go of old attachments and commitments, and of empowering yourself. Definitely it is empowering in this way, because it's helping you accept changes much more easily, much more gracefully. It transforms you on a deep level without you fighting. The 8th house rules the inner demons, and Jupiter soothes those. So your inner demons, Jupiter brings some light into the dark spot of your heart, because 8th house rules the dark spot of our fears, compulsions, weaknesses, everything that is holding us back and that makes us fearful. So Jupiter brings light. Jupiter is the planet of the guru, of the higher knowledge, of the light of God. So in this dark place, you bring light and you kind of relieve some of your fears. It's a great time to overcome paranoid tendencies or fears or negativities as well, in a natural way, without having to battle those. The 8th house, as we said, it's financially, it can be positive, especially someone helping you. Psychologically can be helpful as well. Because 8th house is the house of the weaknesses, psychological weaknesses, it can be very, and Jupiter rules counselors, so it can be a great time where a counselor, a psychologist, someone who can listen to you, who can give you emotional support, you can reach to very deep understanding about yourself, psychological understanding about yourself through, for either self-analysis, analysis which you can gain, like an understanding of your subconscious patterns, or through going to a psychologist or going to some kind of a wise person. It doesn't have to be a psychologist, or it can be counselor, it can be just someone you consider like a teacher. Jupiter is the teacher, the wise person, and having someone listen to you and sharing with that person, because they will bring some light or some clarification, which will help you release some old patterns, which will help you release some of the negative sides of yourself which have been holding you back, which is what eighth house rules is. Its negative side, the negative side of a person, the demons of a person. And Jupiter, Jupiter is like a teacher who can help you release those inner demons and those fears, who can bring some light into the darkness of your soul. Or you can do it on your own. You can bring this light through knowledge. Jupiter rules higher knowledge. So it's extremely positive time to investigate the occult, for instance. A lot of people will gain natural inclination all of a sudden to start studying the occult, or psychological matters, or anything which gives more light to the psychological nature of a person, or life after death. For instance, eighth house rules also the house of death. So because it rules changes overall, the biggest change is passing from one state, physical state, into a non-physical state. So it is amazing what Jupiter does when it transits the eighth house, because it brings this hunger, this thirst, this desire and inspiration to learn about those secrets of life. You know, eighth house rules mystery, secrets, rules the taboos of life, and everything which is beyond life, which is beyond after death, is taboo for humans. So the mystical, the mysterious, you all of a sudden you start feeling much more drawn towards it, and you want to learn those secrets. And for instance, I started studying astrology when Jupiter transited the cusp of my eighth house, because astrology is also ruled by the eighth house. Astrology, because eighth house is mysteries, is the occult, is eighth house is the house of that which can see beyond the visible, that can see beyond the surface. And that's why it rules psychology, astrology, all those arts which help you to understand yourself better, that go under the surface and dig deeper and reveal secrets about you. So it's a great time for you to actually to advance and to gain understanding about yourself through astrology or through other occult arts, maybe numerology, maybe graphology. There are different. Or the less occult one is psychology. You can gain deeper understanding about yourself through psychology, through self-analyzing yourself. So it's fantastic time to examine the deep recesses of yourself, to take a deep look at yourself and your psychological needs and motivations, and you become a much better psychologist during this period as well, because you start naturally feeling the connections, the motives, the underlining motives and stimulations of other people, and the underlining feelings and thoughts and undercurrents, so you naturally become more perspicacious, more insightful as well. It inspires the intuition. It brings the this eighth house is, as I said, it helps you tap into more invisible realms of the world, more secret, and extract this secrecy and reveal light into it and understanding. So great time, maybe having access to a psychologist, a self-investigation, occult arts, astrology. All of these can help you, or reading about life after death. This can be a very insightful period. And you can gain interest all of a sudden about that. And eighth house also rules healing, so Jupiter passing there can be a positive period of self-healing emotionally, and I think this healing, even if it's physical, it can be physical healing, but it starts from the psychological healing that Jupiter helps you do when it's transiting the eighth house. So it's very transformative, very deep transit, very in a positive way. You're able to deal better with the pain from the past, with the old patterns, to release old patterns, and to accept yourself better for who you are. And on a financial level, this can be good. On the outside material level, this can be good financially for your partner, or for anything finances coming to you from other sources. Well, thank you very much, and please leave comments if you've been passing through similar circumstances during this period. Thank you.